Well, how cool is this? Something I've never got to test before. This is the Princecraft Brio E17. E stands for electric. We've got a Torqeedo electric engine powering the back of this boat. For Mydealers.ca, this is Rick Lazell. So the Brio is not a new series to Princecraft, but here's the interesting part of the story we got this morning. This series, so there's a Brio 17 that we're testing today, there's actually a 15-foot model as well, but they have seen a continued interest and a growth in the 20 or 30% range every year since the introduction. Why? Because consumers are seeing more and more lakes where they want less and less horsepower or gasoline is not available. But Princecraft is listening to the customer and making this available. This is a very cool design and something very, very unique that I certainly have never got to test before. That Torqeedo engine is whisper silent. There's not a sound on the back of this boat. All I can hear is the water lapping at the tubes under the boat. It's a very cool experience. Our test boat features a couple of creature comfort options that I would certainly be looking for as a consumer. The snack table is, I think, something you definitely want to bring onto your Brio E17. I certainly would look at, as part of the snack table option, you get this door that goes in underneath the console, giving you access to a more open storage compartment. The seaweed flooring that we see on our featured test boat today, that's an option. Certainly a great touch on a hot summer day versus the standard carpet. But pretty much everything else you're seeing on the boat truly is standard and the way that the package is prepared for the market. As we jumped on board, we certainly noticed there's a pair of optional solar panels on the transom of the boat, and you see a really nicely incorporated arch that Princecraft actually partnered with a company out of Montreal to have these designed. Each solar panel produces up to 270 watts of power. So obviously one of the questions a consumer is going to have is how long am I going to be able to run with an electric powered boat? If that's a big issue for you, this is an option. It's a pricey option, but it's certainly a solution that Princecraft brings to the table for you. So when you're looking at an electric powered boat, you're obviously going to be wanting to understand very clearly what your options are for power. The E17 comes standard with what we see here in the floor, a nice generously sized locker that actually houses 4 deep cycle batteries to power up that Torqeedo engine. There is a second compartment just like this that will accommodate another 4 deep cycle batteries right here. And obviously if you don't need that, that creates a big generous storage compartment for you. And then finally the third option would be the solar power option that Princecraft makes available for the boat. So there's going to be a lot of questions. Inevitably, consumers are going to have questions. It's an electric powered boat. What's my range? What are my options? I think the magic here is to talk to your dealer and look at Princecraft has taken the right amount of time from the engineering perspective to say, what's the consumer going to want and how do I make sure I answer those questions? You've got 3 different options here to look at. So really, these folks will help you get through the questions of how do you move into the realm of an electric powered boat. You know, when you think about a 17-foot boat, you're probably going to be thinking, well, you know, she's probably got a couple of corners that have been cut. Well, I notice we've got one door on the transom of the boat. We've got another gate here on the side of the boat, giving us additional egress in and out of the boat. And we've got a third gate on the forward section up on the bow here. So we've got lots of options for getting on and off the E17, whatever you're doing, whether you're rafting with friends or you're just hanging out maybe on a sandbar for an afternoon, just enjoying the day. Lots of ways to get on and off and enjoy the time. I noticed the fact we've got a nice sized reboarding ladder here. You got 3 steps dropping down into the water, and you notice the railing around here. It's actually 19 inches wide, so as you come up into the boat off the ladder, you've got a nice wider area to bring you comfortably up onto the rear deck and then in through that back gate. The helm station on the Brio 17 features exactly what I would be looking for in a boat of this stature. We've got a small windscreen, a little storage tray up on the helm, another one here just forward of the throttle, tilt steering wheel, appreciate that all the time. Lots of legroom, certainly lots of legroom for me as a 6'1" guy. And I really like the Jensen 160 watt sound system. There's actually 4 speakers positioned throughout the interior of the boat. We've got a 12-volt charger up here. My seat that I'm in, my captain's seat, is actually quite plush and comfortable. It swivels and moves in all the right directions. It's exactly what you'd want in a boat of this size. All 4 of the lounge seats on the Brio all incorporate a varying amount of storage. And I really appreciate the fact, as we stated earlier, they're aluminum construction to keep that weight down, but there's really lots and lots of room under here, whether it's life jackets, safety gear. You'll also note they're all vented as well. So they're all openly vented to keep all your gear safe and dry. Well, certainly as expected, we weren't looking for grease lightning speed out of the Brio 17, but here's what we are getting. We are getting a whisper quiet couple of moments on the water, and I could certainly see if you're entertaining 2 or 4 friends kind of thing, this boat would absolutely make for a real nice, enjoyable afternoon. If you can hear those sounds around me, what you're hearing is the water lapping at the bottom of the pontoon tubes. There's no engine sound whatsoever, of course, because yes, we're running at wide open throttle right now, 5 miles an hour, but that sound is nothing but water, and that is what being on the lake is all about. The Brio E17 is different, it hits a niche in the market, it's environmentally sensitive, and it's just a well done package from Princecraft. For BoatDealers.ca, this is Rick Lazell.